Hello there, Filteric. I recently completed a 3 month, a little over 3 month job of subbing for Brittany, a friend of mine at Cerritos High School. She had four classes of physics and one pep squad and on her roster. So I thought I would share with you. It was fun, interesting. It took a while for us to adjust to each other. I wanted to share with you these two PowerPoints that came from one particular student. This was a student taking AP Physics 1, period 4 student. And during one of the tests, he turned in this document. And what I've done is I've just scanned in, it was like a comic book. And I scanned in each of his images, and you could just shut the sound off if you want. And I'll just click through what I scanned in, and you can read it for yourself. Or if you can leave the sound on, I'll read it to you, I guess, maybe even add some sound effects. So he created this brief comic book called Reblander versus Omega Man. Reblander is referring to Brittany Revelar Mercado, who was the physics teacher that I was subbing for. All right. And by the way, he said by Nuri Han, that's the name of another student in period 4, but I can tell you that that was not the author of this. So here we go. For those of you who wanted to see it, the title, he called it Volume 1, thinking that he would continue the story near the end of my stay, and I'll share with you what actually became of that later on today. All right. Once upon a time, it was a fun physics year. Then one day, and we see this containment labeled NASA, engineers and scientists around it, technicians. Oh, why is this blank? That's a good question. Who knows? It says he woke up. And on the left, it shows excited people confused around the canister, what's going on. And then inside it, this evil looking person with NASA on his shirt and a loudspeaker is going off. Evacuate! Evacuate! Omega Man is out! Evacuate! Evacuate! And people are just dying as this monster of sorts is escaping from confinement. And 1 week later, on the back of his head, he's facing Cerritos High School and he says, "My next victims." And then here's the students, and they were all happy. And then some are saying, "Wait, who is that?" Doot, 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 beep, beep, beep. Oh, pop quiz. The evil escaped whatever this is with the NASA t-shirt. All right. And once again, that was doot, 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 beep, beep, beep. The next day, physics jail. Oh, drats. And this went on for months. So, January, you had homework. Oh boy. Oh no. February, no crosstalk. I will now do my substandard duty, which was taking attendance. March, you will need a calculator, a working brain, and an open mind. F plus. And actually, it tended to be a little longer. You will need a calculator, writing utensil, working brain, scratch paper, closed neighbor, open mind, closed notebook, and a prayer. Oh my goodness. Physics jail. Mwahahaha. Well, sound effects there. All right, and poor students in physics jail. So this is what it was like in the physics classes during the first 2 months, well, March, 3 months of my subbing, nearly the whole time. I will now spin the wheel of names, and you can see Travis, Adam, Nuri, Sonal, Ria, Ayan on the wheel of names. And that's a free website where you can put in whatever list you want, and it spins it and randomly selects the name from the list. Physics jail. It's time. Someone pulled out their cell phone and calling Reb. Somewhere in the world. Oh, nice, peaceful, happy home. Reb was enjoying her new baby. That's why she was out on long-term maternity leave. Reblander, and then she gets this phone call, listens to it, and turns into a superhero. Dun, da, da, da. She takes off with her flying cape and flying at 100 meters per second squared, which I know is an acceleration, but that's what the artist created here, and it could well be that she's accelerating at that thing. Arrives at Cerritos High School and is fiercely determined to do something to save her students. Meanwhile, in physics jail, the students there looking so forlorn. And then, they see she's arrived. I'm back, she says. And there's the students surrounding her. Ta-da! Laser eyes fighting against Omega Man. Oh, it's a battle. Yikes. Whoop, beep, bop, bam, biff. They used to do in Batman, the TV series. Pow. Okay. And looks like Omega Man is getting beaten up by Reblander. Looks like Reblander has Omega Man backed into a corner. Oh my goodness. Now what's going to happen? Question mark. It says go to the moon. And I can't quite make out the last word. Whatever it is. Oh, gosh. So, Omega Man is crying. What's going to happen to Omega Man? Uh, Go to the moon. Go to the moon. Go to the moon. Go to the moon. And Reblander is taking control of the situation. Boosh! There goes Omega Man. He leaves the Earth. He is flying off towards the moon. There's the Earth in the background. Omega Man lands on the moon. But wait, here comes someone in a spacesuit and stands over Omega Man, looking down on him. It's Vector. Oh, yeah. And that is the end of this PowerPoint presentation. Volume 1 was to be continued. But what I'm going to share with you now is the very end of my 3 month stay. I gave an assignment. I asked each student to read an article written by a science article written by Isaac Asimov. I had a collection of them from the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and each student was to talk for 1.5 to 2 minutes in his particular class, uh, describing his impression of the article or what stuck out in his mind. And what I want to share with you is his second mm, presentation. Okay, and by the way, I should point out that on that comic book sequence that you just saw, the last character there, Vector, is from the movie Despicable Me, one of the Minion movies. All right, so now you can see the PowerPoint that and the author of all this. So his name is Ayan Palejwala, and he's a AP Physics 1 student, period 4. He put this on his phone as a PowerPoint and then recited it to the class. It took him about 4 minutes because he got kind of emotional and the class got kind of emotional while he went through it. But it does show a sort of a change in his attitude and perceptions over the 3+ months that I was being a substitute teacher. So here we go. It's a poem, and he read it to the class. Turek from Space. In a classroom quite normal, on a quite normal day, our dear teacher, Miss Reb, had to leave. Hooray! She was off to have babies, a family to grow. So a new teacher came with a strange sort of glow. And those of you who don't know her, this is a image of his physics teacher there on the left, Miss Reb. He walked in with boots and a coat made of foil, his hair slicked back neatly, like fresh motor oil. Hello, he announced, with a grin and a smirk. I'm your new physics teacher. I'm called Mr. Turek. We blinked and we blinked, unsure what to say. He looked like he'd landed from Saturn that day. Then he said with a beep, like a robot with pride, You will need your note-taking materials, he cried. He gave us a packet, then a quiz and a test. We all thought, oh no, this guy never rests. Each homework was harder than the last we had seen. And he'd say before test, you will need a working brain. Actually, it was a little more complete. You know, you will need a working brain, a calculator, and writing utensil, and scratch paper, closed notes, open mind, closed neighbor, and a prayer. He'd call out our names, not gentle or tame. With a grin, he would shout, I will spin the wheel of names. And when his calculator started to click and to peep, he'd sing doot 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 beep beep beep. Something like doot 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 beep beep beep. That's what it was like. And there's a screenshot of the Wheel of Names. It's an online website that you can use. We tried to escape, but he gave us no bail. He said with a chuckle, you're all in physics jail. We groaned and we moaned. We plotted and schemed. This wasn't the teacher of which we had dreamed. But slowly, so slowly, we started to see. He was goofy, he was weird, but kind as could be. He danced when he lectured, he laughed when we tried, he helped when we failed, and never once lied. That's quite a tribute. He stayed late to tutor, he'd pause when we're stuck. He made physics fun with a whole lot of luck. He told bad jokes that made little sense, but the more that he taught, the less we felt tense. And that's not an image from any classroom where I was. Then one final Friday, he said with a sigh, I must leave you now. It's time to fly high. We all sat in silence, our eyes growing wide. Back to my home in the stars I must ride. My last day was actually a Thursday. Wait, someone shouted. You can't go just yet. We were just starting to like you. Please don't go, Jet. He smiled and saluted, and with a slight grin, said, I can neither confirm nor deny that again. And the complete phrase was, I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of nuclear weapons aboard my vessels. And so off he floated, back into space, leaving only his wheel and a hollow desk space. But now when we're learning and notes we must take, we whisper his catchphrase for old Turek's sake. You will need a working brain, we still say, and doot 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 beep every test day. He may not be here, but we can all agree Mr. Turek was strange, but the best he could be. Again, an image of Miss Reb on the left, then Mr. Hoyer below her, Mr. Sohn on the right, various Cerritos teachers. The end. Every picture I got was obtained legally through the Philip Turek YouTube channel. All right. It was enjoyable for me to have served as a long-term sub from January 6th to April 18th, I believe, 2025 at Cerritos High School. But now I'm slipping back into my retirement. We'll be heading off to go off to New Mexico soon, and then camping in Colorado at the Great Sand Dunes. Uh, I guess I should do a shout out and say there were four particular cheerleader students who helped turn things around and make my management of that class that had 76 students on the roster turn from something that was stressful and disappointing into something that was much more tolerable and even enjoyable. So, my appreciation to those four students in particular. All right. Well, so this is to share with any alumni who remember me and just wanted to see a snapshot of how students perceive me. So these were students. I had retired in 2023 from Cerritos, and this is, spring of 2025. So basically, very few students knew of me out of the ones that I dealt with. And the student who did this comic book and then the follow-on poem, I presume is one of the students who had no idea who I was originally. All right, so on this happy note, uh, Live long and prosper. Farewell.